Part 253. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2521. Don't be so ruthless. I'm in so much pain that I can't stand it. I have a splitting headache. Asshole. The strikes are so ruthless. Boy Fang Fan. I am so miserable. You want to avenge me. You must avenge me. I can't bear this grievance. That sharp knife is going to stab me in the heart. It's too much torment. Whirring. I need a warm hug. Are you going to reject me? Is that the relationship between us? Bai Piao spoke confidently, his body was trembling slightly as he spoke, and the gesture of gnashing his teeth was vividly displayed. This expression and appearance have already expressed the aggrieved and helpless feeling in his heart. It's so bitter. Now inexplicably, I feel that the whole person has become floating. I started crying miserably at every turn. While shouting, the arms around Fang Fan became tighter and tighter. Fang Fan's body was covered with goosebumps at this moment. When did this bastard become so cheap? With such a humble appearance, I don't know who I learned from. Fang Fan took a deep breath, then gritted his teeth silently, stretched out his hand and pulled Bai Piao out of his face. Go away. It's all done by myself. You have to act like this. If you don't have this diamond, don't take on this porcelain job. While Fang Fan was talking, he immediately complained frantically on the sidelines, this guy is completely of the type who doesn't have a room for 3 days. This is a typical case. Day by day, you still know how to drift. I don't know how to restrain myself a little bit. Why? A thin lover. When you need me, just take a bite of brother Bai Piao's heart, and when you don't need me, just throw it away. It's pathetic. I am in vain, and this life is pathetic. Bai Piao was talking like that, and suddenly he looked sad and desolate. The point is that this guy really doesn't know what he is doing. What is he talking about? The little guy said it all out. Fang Fan inexplicably felt that the tip of his liver was hurting. Do not talk nonsense. It's like what labor and management really did to you. I didn't have any messy relationship with you before, don't bullshit me. I'm not interested in men. Fang Fan took a few steps back, feeling a chill. Now he suddenly felt that this might be what the prostitute said on purpose, just to damage Fang Fan's reputation, and the little juju in this guy's heart was being shown intentionally or unintentionally. Okay. Stop it. How decent. You are all ready to enter the seed class of the first grade. But it's also the pre-selection mode. It is finally confirmed that there are only 100 people who can join the first year seed class. But now there are almost 150 people who have signed up in a mess, and it will definitely be streamlined by then. If you are eliminated, you will consider yourself unlucky. That's it? That's it? Go through the relevant procedures. Seeing the farce in front of him, Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, directly stopped it angrily. He already has volcanic eyebrows here, but he still looks indifferent here. Can he feel comfortable in his heart? Immediately, I couldn't help but start complaining. This wave after wave, what kind of trouble do you want to make? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2522. Okay, no problem. Father-in-law, remember to do it for me about my 3,000 hours of training in the Tower of Light. I might be going to practice in the next few days. Fang Fan looked at Shui Wanren, and then reminded him sincerely. 3,000 hours of training time in the Tower of Light? So much, when did it happen? This is too cool. Deputy Palace Master, no. It's Uncle Shui, you can't treat one more favorably than another. You can't just think about whether your son-in-law who is riding a dragon is right, no matter what, you have to think about your big nephew. I don't want the training time of the Tower of Light. You can just convert these into star cores and give them to me, whatever you want. When Bai Piao heard that there were benefits to be found, his eyes immediately lit up. While talking, he then leaned forward excitedly, his expression and posture were vividly displayed. Needless to say, there is no need to say too much, anyway, it was such an attitude from the beginning. It's just not enough to take advantage of it. Everywhere has your business. Give me a break. As long as you can represent Guangming Academy and win the exchange competition this time, you can do whatever you want, otherwise, he. Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, spoke with the corners of his mouth crooked. Anyway, that sneer expression was vividly displayed. Needless to say anything else, just this posture is enough to explain the problem. It's not fair, he has everything, but I have nothing. Is there such a big gap between son-in-law and eldest nephew? Uncle Shui, you are unfair. Chilling. Bai Piao showed a serious look, and now it was Uncle Shui who often confirmed the relationship between uncle and nephew. Don't yell. When did the deputy palace master have a nephew like you? As for Fang Fan's 3,000 hours of training in the Tower of Light, it was because of you that I had no choice but to agree to him. He said that you are the 5 scumbags of the war, and you will definitely be beaten to the ground at that time. At that time, hundreds of first-year students will find me to go through the back door. He will help me solve these things. I will arrange 3,000 hours for him. Time to practice the Tower of Light. Who knew you would have solved the matter by yourself? Let Fang Fan get this benefit for nothing. If you want it, you should ask him for compensation. Shui Wanren rolled his eyes, and then said with a wandering look. It doesn't seem very serious when you talk about it. There is even a little playful feeling in these words. The meaning of this bang 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 is gradually becoming obvious. It is to stimulate the struggle between Bai Piao and Fang Fan. This old guy is out of his mind. Bai Piao fixed his eyes on Fang Fan in an instant, and changed his routine. It wasn't the way he excitedly stepped forward to ask for it at the beginning, but the way his eyes became watery in the blink of an eye. Thin love man, really is a thin love man. I was beaten half to death by hundreds of big guys because of you on the stage, but you sold me secretly. Hey, the key is that I want to keep the money for selling myself. How can there be such a reason in the world? I won't say much, it's all about self-consciousness. 10 minutes between cultivation in the cultivation tower is worth 100 million. 3,000 hours, anyway, it's worth many, many billions. How should the prostituted star core be distributed? And there should be some points. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2523. Bai Piao spoke in a strange manner, and his demeanor gradually became light. Between the words, there is a sense of flickering. The things in this head must be extremely complicated. Fang Fan stood aside and was stunned to hear. There are such brazen people in the world. Piss off. If you have the ability to find the main welfare of the deputy mansion yourself, don't talk about these here and there. Fang Fan rolled his eyes and complained angrily. This matter had nothing to do with him. All the pre-selected students of the first-year seed class come here. At this time, a male voice came from the crowd, and the scene seemed very lively for a while. Everyone shrugged their shoulders, and then walked over with great strides. I saw Sima Zhen, the super instructor of the God of War Academy, who presided over the meeting. In addition, Wu Lang, the special tutor of the God of War Academy, is also Also, Fang Fan's cheap master Uncle G also stood there with an arrogant face. Fang Fan also saw Murongyu in the crowd. Those who can become the tutors of the seed class are basically the special level tutors and first level tutors of the God of War Academy and the Priest Academy. And it is still dominated by special level tutors, supplemented by first level tutors. After all, it was about the exchange match half a year later, so everything needed to be more serious. In addition to the well-known freshman mentors of the Ares Academy, Fang Fan also saw Fu Jing, the former dean of the Priest Academy and the current deputy dean standing there. At this moment, everyone is gathered together, and their expressions are very rich. Cough. Everyone knows that our purpose of forming the seed class is for the exchange competition half a year later. That is to say, within half a year, all kinds of rare resources in the seed class will be used casually. As long as you can improve your combat power, you will have no scruples. Okay, the head teacher of the first year seed class is Vice President Fu Jing and Tai Shuji's tutor. Welcome everyone. In addition, Teacher Wu Lang, Teacher Zhao Peng, Mr. Murongyu will be in charge of your daily teaching. Now I invite Vice President Fu Jing and Mentor Tai Shuji to speak. Sima Zhen, the super tutor of the God of War Academy, went up and made a fool of himself, and then explained the matter clearly. Fang Fan glanced strangely at the still arrogant Uncle G standing on the high platform. He didn't expect that this man could be a homeroom teacher, and even be on an equal footing with Fu Jing, the former dean of the Priest Academy. It seems that this cheap master's status in the school is not low. Was it low-key before? Or do you want to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger? Fang Fan curled his lips and fell into deep thought. The seed class implements the double-class teacher system, which means that they can also cooperate and supervise each other. Cough. If you want me to say, you just practice hard and you're done. Even if you don't participate in any exchange competitions, at least you can give priority to using those precious resources as much as possible in the past 6 months. This is enough. These are your opportunities. Seize the opportunity, the future is boundless. Turning resources into one's own cultivation is the real skill. Don't engage in those vain things. Grand Uncle G waved his hand, said a few truthful words and came down, then walked straight towards Fang Fan's position. This is indeed this person's style, eclectic, and he doesn't seem to care about his image. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2524. He. Everyone just listen to the words of Tai Shuji's tutor. The most important thing for us now is to establish a collective spirit of honor. We need to know that we are the students of Guangming Academy now. Compete for the glory of Guangming Academy, that is also our honor gathering center. Okay. Now you have 153 people here. According to the school's regulations, the first year seed class only recruits 100 people. That is to say, even if you have passed the preliminary screening, you will still be selected for the next round. Next, I will announce a few rules. The 3-star high-level sanctuary realm and above will come out first. You will definitely be able to enter the seed class of the first grade. Fu Jing, Vice President of the Priest Academy, was talking and then followed up. It is also a method to measure and select by cultivation base. As for those below the 3-star sanctuary realm, I think it's better to eliminate them directly. Save yourself from messing with those who don't. The seed class doesn't recruit people who don't even meet the standards. Fu Jing, Vice President of the Priest Academy, changed her tone and continued to say. If it was justified before, this sentence is basically a direct provocation. At the same time, Fu Jing, the Dean of the Priest Academy, subconsciously glanced at Fang Fan and Bai Piao. In fact, to put it bluntly, I want to eliminate Fang Fan and Bai Piao. That's what it means. What the hell? This old hag has bad intentions. husband. If you say you won't be in the seed class, I won't be in either. Xiao Liyulai walked over from the side, talking, and then said something secretly. Xiao Liyulai is also a first-year freshman. When she first entered the school, she was only at the peak quasi-sage realm, but later, by chance, her cultivation base skyrocketed. Gradually, it evolved into what it is now. The current little Liyulai is already in the first stage of the 5-star sanctuary. Among the first-year freshmen, that is the leader. Ordinary people naturally couldn't compete with Xiao Liyulai. It is very real in one point. Others, of course, needless to say, this point is confirmed even if it is almost the same. Xiao Liyulai's voice was not loud, but she could hear it quite clearly in such a small space. The face of Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy on the high platform, suddenly darkened. This is a crazy slap in the face. Is this bearable? At this moment, I feel inexplicably buzzing in my head. It's all nonsense to say 1,000 words and 10,000. It makes no sense at all nowadays. If we conduct a comprehensive analysis from this angle, this is actually the feeling. Little girl film. What did you just say? Tell the dean again. This dean directly cancels your qualification as a seed class student. Disrespect the teacher. Have no respect for the elders. It's too light to just expel you from the seed class, you can never expect to receive such treatment. The dean will expel you from Guangming Academy. After abolishing your cultivation, you will be expelled from Guangming Academy. Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, was talking, and the arrogant look on her face became more and more. After this wave, anyway, I want to carry out my proud posture to the end. It's 1,000 words and 10,000 words, anyway, that's how it feels. This time, my feelings have gradually become more, so I don't need to say more about the others. Yo yo yo. What a majestic official. What are you doing scaring other people's little girls? Aren't you a shameless old witch? They're all vice presidents now. Do you want to show some face if you always pay back the dean's deans? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2525. The Grand Uncle Ji, who was walking around, heard this, and immediately became amused, then turned his head and complained directly. The relationship between Tai Shuji and the head of the Priest Academy was not easy at first. In general, when you meet, you will have to choke or choke. What's more, now that Fu Jing is pointing the finger at her apprentice's woman, how can this be tolerated? Tai Shuja immediately turned on his horsepower, preparing for a vigorous decisive battle. Probably that feeling, very real, very real. It's useless to say 1,000 words and 10,000, this time the gestures are gathered, this is the truth. Uncle Ji. Why are you everywhere? The Dean, I am teaching and punishing a student who disobeys discipline, what has it to do with you? Don't push yourself too hard. You'd better be careful. Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, was speaking, her body trembled unnaturally, and the gesture of gnashing her teeth was vividly displayed when she spoke. That's probably what I'm thinking right now. Unhappy, wanting to explode, but can't find a way out. Whenever facing the bastard Tai Shuja, Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, also has a headache. If it were an ordinary person, at least he could still pay attention to the face and face. This guy doesn't care about what's there or what's not. The whole thing is shameless asshole. It's you who should be careful. My apprentices Fang Fan and Bai Piao were recruited into the seed class by the deputy palace master himself. What qualifications do you have to avenge your private revenge and expel them? Are you worthy? As for the little girl standing next to my apprentice, that's just telling the truth. You're going to abolish her cultivation and expel her from the academy, tisk tisk tisk, the official position is not big, and the official prestige is not small. What are you? My daughter-in-law, Li Yulai, is also at the 5-star sanctuary level, and her cultivation is the highest among all the freshmen. My apprentice Fang Fan has no pressure to hang and beat all the freshmen, and has the strongest combat power. My other apprentice, Bai Piao, is invincible in defense. If the 3 of them are all expelled from the first-year seed class, is there any point in continuing to run this kind of seed class? Why can't you see through this matter? To say you're an old hag is an understatement. I don't think you have a good heart. So eager to weaken the backbone of my first-year seed class of Guangming Academy, what is the purpose? Isn't it obvious? Tisk tisk tisk, could it be that you are a spy arranged by the Dark Academy? Just to activate it at this time. Hiss, you hide too deeply. Uncle G waved his hand, and immediately began to talk all over the place. Boo boo boo, I can also talk a lot about it. Anyway, the central idea of this expression is relatively clear, which is to complain about the current messy situation. There is a lot of interest in making complaints one after another. At least it sounds like that at the moment. This nonsense directly suppressed the arrogance of Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy. After this wave, hang and beat all dissatisfied. From beginning to end, the posture is proud. This attitude also appears to be extremely firm. You bastard. Slander. Naked slander. Uncle G. I am at odds with you. I'm not a spy. Stop talking nonsense. I want to accuse you of false accusations in front of the Deputy Palace Master. Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, was almost outraged, but the corners of her mouth trembled when she spoke. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2526. It's so irritating. Just finished gasping. How could there be such a brazen person? How dare he? Why does this face look so ugly? What is in my mind? Complaint. Are you sure you are accusing me? Don't play self-destruct for yourself. If the Deputy Palace Master is really here, then I really want to say a few more words. You, the head teacher of the first grade seed class, are really unqualified. You want to eliminate the 3 mainstays when you just started. I really don't know what you think. What's going on in your head? If you don't know how to screen people, can you stop being blind? Did you really think calling the Deputy Palace Master would be enough? Even Shui Wanren would want to slap you if he stood here. Tai Shiji was talking, and then followed up with complaints. In view of Tai Shiji's gestures and words, Fang Fan really wanted to give him a thumbs up. What a guy, this bang 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 bang. This mouth is too good at talking. Brother Bai Piao, why do I feel that Tai Shiji's mentor and your personality are similar, and the tone of his speech is also similar? Could it be that you have something to do with each other? Gisha raised his eyebrows, and then analyzed secretly from the side. Bai Piao is my master's long-lost son. Fang Fan nodded solemnly and said. Piss off. Don't talk nonsense. I have nothing to do with this old guy. No, he is also my master in name now, at best it is a master-student relationship. As for the rest, don't talk about it. The corner of Bai Piao's mouth twitched, and then he complained to the side. This almost put yourself in it? How can this work? The rhythm of escaping every minute. At this moment, I feel inexplicably that the melon seeds in my head have been turning, which seems a bit too difficult. On the high platform, the conversation between Tai Shiji and Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, is still going on. This scene is still very real. Waves of explosions followed. The excitement on everyone's faces was beyond words. Anyway, the attitude in this aspect is very real. Needless to say the rest, the attitude is enough here. Enough is enough. You have to do it, you come to select the seed class students. I want to see what elites you can screen out. Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, clenched her fists and clenched her teeth. She was completely firm at the moment. This wave is too difficult. Inexplicably, I feel my brain buzzing. The facial expression changes very quickly, not to mention other things, as long as the expression is in place. From the perspective of Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, she really didn't want to face her grand uncle. Every time I encounter it, I get angry. If it goes on like this, sooner or later he will be pissed off. I don't know how this mouth grows, but it's very poisonous anyway. Very poisonous. Every time is more poisonous. It's okay for me to screen. No problem. Isn't it easy to select 100 people out of 150 people? What a big deal. Watch me operate. Uncle G waved his hand, and then stood on the high platform with a proud face. Fang Fan, Bai Piao, and little girl Li Yulai, pick them out first. Oh, and what are the names of those two people standing next to my apprentice Fang Fan? Come out too. Tai Shijia was talking, and then waved to Fang Fan and the others. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2527. This is the real back door. Moreover, he walked through the back door so confidently, it seemed that there was something really wrong with it. It was an attitude that crushed all dissatisfaction. The scene is vividly displayed to a certain extent. This is the so-called face-to-face. There was a burst of noise from the surrounding area, most of them were yelling about dissatisfaction. Teacher Tai Shijia is too much, isn't it? This is not concealed at all. Even if it's just a little bit of trouble. That's right, I'm so stupid, that's it? That's it? Damn it, I have to say, I am really convinced now, maybe this is the boss. I can't laugh or cry, this wave of unconditional selection is either his apprentice, his apprentice's daughter-in-law, or his apprentice's friend, that's it? Guangming Academy is an above-board place. How can it be like this? I'm so humming stupid. I didn't understand the rest, but this wave I just vomited. 666. Maybe this is the boss. Awesome class. Hang and beat all dissatisfied. It's probably like this. Dissatisfied. Protest. Protest. The yelling was endless, and the scene seemed to explode at one point. This wave after wave of images is very strong. Where there is oppression, there is resistance. This was shown very aptly from the very beginning. So at this moment, everything on the scene is completely clear. This sense of hierarchy gradually took off. Stop making noise. What's the noise? What's the noise? Can you stop licking your face? Since you are able to stand here, it shows that you are the best among the first-year students. This is what you are the best? I really look down on you. A roar followed, and Tai Shijia stood on the high platform and immediately complained all over. From this point of view, it is quite real. Any one of you who feels unconvinced can stand up. Which one of them do you think is ineligible to enter the first-year seed class? Or, where do you think it is better than them? Just start bawling if you have nothing to do. As for what? Is this necessary? What are they talking about? As for, tell me about you, can this mentality get a little better? I'm just getting started, don't act like a shrew, okay? That's what I beg you. That's what it is. Deputy President Fu Jing didn't say a word to you, did he get sidetracked? It's fine for those female students to complain if they feel resentment in their hearts. Can the male students be a little manly? You can't learn from me? Do you have to learn the feminine demeanor from Vice President Fu Jing? Tai Shuji's mouth must have been opened, and a series of words came out. Anyway, it sounds pretty good. But the posture is very real. After a wave, that's the attitude. One trick, travel all over the world. Hang and beat all dissatisfied. He could beat Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, at every turn. Uncle G. Shut up if you can't speak. What a feminine style. When did I teach them femininity? Stop talking nonsense to me. Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, tried her best not to be so angry, but at this point, she still couldn't help it. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2528. Who can resist this open mouth? Bow bang bang bang, just like that, it's like firing a machine gun. After a wave, everyone will follow suit. Anyway, that's probably how it feels in my heart. At this moment, I feel inexplicably confused in my head. Okay. Those new students have only entered the school not long ago, so it's okay to be a little noisy. What is your status, and you are also noisy? Why are you noisy? Why are you making trouble? Do you have no idea what your status is? Uncle G glared at Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, and then spoke with confidence. Anyway, whenever you speak, it feels quite reasonable. Boo 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 boo, with a serious face. That's probably what happened. Okay, now continue to select students. There are 100 spots in the first year seed class, and 5 of them have been selected. How about this? I'm giving Vice President Fu Jing a face, and first screen a wave of high cultivation. Those who are in the sanctuary of Sangxing high level and above, stand up. Tai Shiji waved his hand and continued to speak. Immediately, about 70 people broke away from the crowd. These people are all above the 3-star high-level sanctuary realm. After such a screening, even if 75 people have been screened out, there are still 25 places left. And there are more than 70 people left. In other words, most of these people will be eliminated directly, so each of them has a somewhat nervous look on their faces. The remaining 70 people are basically in the sanctuary realm of the first 3-star stage and the middle stage saint realm of the 3-star stage. The cultivation base is not too different, and the combat power is not too obvious. The scene was once in a state of anxiety. At this moment, Fang Fan suddenly rolled his eyes. He suddenly discovered that after his cultivation base was promoted to the mid-sacred realm of 1 star, the cultivation bases of the 6 heroes were also directly unlocked to the mid-sacred realm of 4 stars. Fang Fan didn't care about these before, so he didn't let them join the seed class. Now it seems that there are many advantages to joining the seed class. If this is the case, it is useless not to join. Immediately, Fang Fan silently raised his hand, and gradually a faint smile appeared on his face. When this wave of laughter is shown, it looks very real, revealing the purest feelings and thoughts in my heart. This wave of feelings seems very real. Master, I have something to say. Fang Fan came out and said with a smile. You don't have any rules. Is it your turn to speak now? Don't you know what's going on now? Everyone is standing here, there is nothing wrong, how come you have something? Ah! Teacher Taishu, such an outstanding student, anyway, I don't like it. Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, had always been unhappy with Fang Fan, but now seeing Fang Fan standing out, she naturally had no good tone, and immediately followed up with a wave of nonsense. I want you to like it. What's the use of you being fancy? This is my apprentice. It has nothing to do with you. How did I find out that you are a bitch? Say all that. Isn't it just that the apprentice of your celestial student was killed by my apprentice in the martial arts arena? As for it, the day-to-day incident is not over yet. You, the dean, got kicked out because of this incident, so you haven't woken up yet. Good guy, still talking nonsense. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2529. Tai Shuja has never been a person who is willing to stop. How can I bear it now when I hear my beloved apprentice being complained about like this? This open mouth directly evolved into a mouth cannon. After this wave of bombardment, Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, was stunned. Is it okay to swear without revealing the shortcoming? Now good guy, even the old bottom has been exposed. After this wave, who can survive? It's so hard. One wave after another, it is clear that they want to follow the explosion. After Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, trembled from the abuse, Tai Shiji gradually turned his gaze back to Fang Fan. What's the matter, tell me? Do you want to recommend someone to enter the first-year seed class? You are the most powerful among the first-year freshmen. The person you fancy is definitely not bad. As long as you say who it is, I will do it for you in minutes. Tai Shiji waved his hand and said arrogantly. Now the situation is no longer as simple as opening the back door, this is the door wide open. Fang Fan immediately followed suit. It's really nice to have a master who is the head teacher. It seems that this choice was really right. That's it? A few of your disciples have good talents. I think we can let them enter the seed class for training. Like Kylan, Vega, Galen, Daji, Kyle, and Jax, they have all been promoted to the 4-star sanctuary level, and they are definitely not bad at the same level of combat power. I think if we let them all join the first-year seed class, we will definitely be able to strengthen our seed class to the greatest extent. This will be of great benefit to future exchange matches. The key is to take these things into account. Probably that's about it. Fang Fan shrugged and explained the situation clearly. Let's be straight up now. Probably because Galen and the others didn't pass the pre-selection of the seed class before, and now they have to enter directly. So you have to go through this procedure more. In other words, it would take 6 more places for the first-year seed class. 75 places have already been confirmed, and there are only 25 free places left. If this continues, it will be considered really cold. For the rest of the students with a slightly lower cultivation base, they immediately panicked. They still want to enter the seed class. All the difficulties and obstacles have come to this point. I'll go, this is too cruel. There will be another 6 places in a minute. Ah, do you want us to live? Isn't this just to let us cool off? Is that what it means? Cough, my heart is so messed up. I know those 6 people, all of them are Fang Fan's bodyguards, and they obeyed Fang Fan in the freshman assessment before. I'll go. No wonder Fang Fan helped them speak, so there is another reason behind it. If you look at it this way, don't we look too miserable? Hey, at that time, in the seed class of the 1st grade, I am afraid that Fang Fan will have the power alone. After this wave, who can hold on? It's too strong. Tisk tisk tisk, if you say that you don't have any sense of admiration, it must be fake, and now you are really convinced. Amazing. Maybe this is taking off. In the seed class of the 1st grade in the future, Fang Fan must be respected. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2530. There is no end to complaints. More than jealousy. Everyone came to Guangming Academy together, and they have only been in Guangming Academy for a few days. How can they be so good at it, and we are so good at it? It is easy to think about what is there and what is not in this brain. Even if it doesn't matter on the surface, the feeling in my heart is very real. An all-round analysis from a comprehensive perspective is probably such a profound feeling. No. Absolutely not. I disagree. Since you didn't participate in the preliminary selection, you are not eligible to participate in the final selection. If it's all like this, wouldn't it be a mess? Humph. Even if I make a fuss about this matter to the Deputy Palace Master, I still have something to say. Anyway, I just don't think this thing can be done like this. The Deputy Palace Master can also uphold justice for me. I was also the head teacher of the seed class in the first grade. While talking, Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, immediately stood up. While talking, the excitement on her face was beyond words. Anyway, this aspect is to show your posture to the fullest. What is inside and outside the words, anyway, that is what it means. Okay. Stop talking. Your mind has long been crooked. What are you thinking in your heart? How can I not know? Pretend? Pretend what? What is there to pretend? I think so in my heart, and to be clear, isn't it over? Isn't this pretending to be stupid? If you say that you are incompetent as a head teacher, you don't even think about the school at all. Don't you know the real purpose of the school's establishment of this subclass? Isn't it just to be able to train a wave as a whole, so that it can shock the crowd in the exchange game half a year later? Isn't that the purpose? As for the others, what's the use of saying 1,000 words and 10,000? Now there are several more first-year students in the 4-star sanctuary realm. This is to strengthen the first-year seed class, do you know? Your brain, I really don't know how it grows. Uncle G began to make complaints about it. The mouth that has been opened is different, and this babble is talking about speed. After a wave, there is no way for others to talk back. I can even sigh in the depths of my heart that it is a real bullshit. Hold on tight. Shock all dissatisfaction. Anyway, that's the attitude. Hee hee. No matter what this time, I just don't agree. This does not conform to the established charter. This has violated the school's regulations. I will resolutely stop it. If you have the ability, you call the Deputy Palace Master here. Let the Deputy Palace Master give you justice. Call if you have the guts. I'd like to see if the Deputy Palace Master supports me or you. The Deputy Palace Master isn't that pedantic yet. Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, held her head high and held her chest high. While speaking, the excitement on her face was beyond words, and all kinds of words burst out from her mouth, looking extremely excited. The matter on the scene is to be displayed accordingly. Who is calling me? Why are you arguing again? The schools in other grades are fine, so why is the sound going on when you come to your side? Is there anything that can't be talked about properly, as for being so excited and inexplicable? No need. It's really not necessary.